Hello everyone and welcome to this new video on the computer vision series. In this video, we are going to discuss about the basics of real-time face detection using the HAR feature-based cascade classifier. It is an effective object detection method proposed by Paul Viola and Michael Jones in their paper. The link to the research paper is available in the description box below. It is basically a machine learning based approach where the classifier is trained for a lot of positive and negative images. Now, what are those positive and negative images? Let's try to understand how does object detection actually works for human beings. First of all, whenever we see some object, we try to record its features in our mind. So let's say we are trying to understand how does a dog look like or how does a car look like. So we'll register certain features regarding that dog or that car in our mind. So whenever we are walking on the street or going somewhere, and whenever we look at multiple objects, we are able to classify whether that particular object is a dog or a car based on our previous knowledge, based on the records that are available inside our mind, based on the features that we have recorded previously. Just like that only, the positive images are those images in which we have that object which we want the system to detect. Let's say we want to build a model or a system that is able to detect human faces, then those images that consist of human faces will be termed as positive images, and any images that does not contain human faces will be termed as negative images. So once the classifier is trained, now we can apply it on the images or a video frame to identify any region of interest. Let's say we are trying to build a system to detect cars. So we can train the classifier on the features of a car, and then we can apply that classifier on any image to detect a car. So let's see how we can do this in Python with the help of OpenCV module. In order to do that, first of all, what we have to do is we have to import the OpenCV module. So we'll do that with the help of import CV2. Next, what we have to do is we'll have to get that HAR cascade classifier file, the pre-trained classifier file that consists of the face features. And that cascade classifier file is available to us in the GitHub repository. There is a GitHub repository. Let's go over there. So this is the HAR cascade classifier repository. Here you can find the cascade classifier for different sort of objects, almost all sort of objects. You can find the HAR cascade file from here. For right now, we are interested in getting HAR cascade file for the face detection, so that we can get the features of a face, and then we are able to detect the faces in a given image or a video frame. So I'll drop the link to this GitHub repository in the description box below. What you have to do is you have to click on raw, then just right click here and click save as, and this will download the XML file of this pre-trained classifier model to your system. Now what you have to do is you have to place this XML file in your current working directory wherever you are creating this project, right? And now we need to instantiate this classifier. So we'll do this with the help of, let's create a variable and store the reference of this cascade classifier in that variable. So we'll have cascade classifier, and here we'll give the name of that HAR cascade classifier file. HAR cascade underscore frontal face underscore default dot XML. Next, what we want to do is we want to instantiate our camera object so that our webcam is able to read the frame, the video frame in which we want to detect the face. So I would recommend, if you have not gone through the previous videos of this series where we have learned how to capture images and videos using OpenCV, you go through the playlist and find out those videos first so that you are comfortable with this particular video. For that, we have a method known as video capture, and inside video capture I'm going to pass as argument 0, which will instantiate my default webcam. Now I'm going to run a loop so that I'm able to capture each and every frame which is being recorded with the help of that webcam. And now I'll have two variables. First is check and the other is frame. So now this check and frame, this check variable returns me a boolean which is either true or false depending on whether the system is able to read, whether Python is able to read the video or not. And frame is returning me each and every subsequent frame which is being read in the video. Now what I'll have to do is I'll have to convert this frame which is being read by Python is basically being read by OpenCV as a NumPy array, and that NumPy array is by default stored in the BGR format, that is the blue, green and red channel. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll convert for the sake of real-time object detection, or let's say in our case for the sake of face detection, what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this BGR image into gray image. Now why I'm going to do so is I'm going to do so because the gray channel is easy to process and it is computationally less intensive because of it consists of only a single channel, right? So in order to convert the BGR image to gray, what I'm going to do is I'm going to invoke a function known as cv2.cvtcolor. It is known as convert color. Now I'm going to pass on the frame which I want to convert, and there is this color BGR to gray. So this will convert my BGR image into grayscale image. Next, what I want to do is, in order to be able to detect faces, now I have this face cascade classifier, right? I have this pre-trained classifier file, which consists of face features. It is a pre-trained model that consists of face features in the given image, right? So what this will do is this readily consists of the features of human faces, okay? And now what this file will do is whenever this particular frame is being read as a NumPy array, this file will traverse the entire NumPy array from the top left to the bottom right in search of the face features, right? So in order to have these face features being able to detect the face features in the given frame, what I'll have to do is I'll have to invoke a method which is known as detect multi-scale, and I will invoke it on the face cascade object I have created. And this is now this detect multi-scale method will take 3 different arguments. The first argument is going to be the frame in which I want to detect the face. So let us pass the grayscale image, because obviously the gray channel will be less intensive in terms of computation and it will be easy to process because it consists of only a single channel, right? Next, it is going to take the scale factor. Now what is the scale factor is, the scale factor will keep on reducing the size of your image until and unless the region of interest is found, the target object is found. So let's say the first iteration of traversing the image pixel by pixel from top left to bottom right is done and certain face features are found. Okay, so after that first iteration, it will reduce or it will shrink the size of image for the second iteration, and it will help the system to detect the face features. The next argument which is going to go inside this method is the min neighbors. Now what is min neighbors is? Now try to understand. Whenever we are in this process of detecting face features during these iterations, the model can detect something which is known as false positive. Now what is false positive is, there can be certain objects in the image which are not actually faces. Here we are talking about building a face classifier because we want to detect faces. Here we want to detect faces. So in the given image or in the given video frame, there can be certain objects which are not actually faces, but still false positive is something the model will classify them as faces. They are not faces, but still they are being classified as faces. And that is why they are known as false positive. So what we can do is, by passing this value of min neighbors, we can basically neglect those false positive in our output. Okay, so setting around this value of min neighbors will help us to eliminate those false positives from the output. I hope this makes sense. So I have practiced a lot on this and I have found out this setting the value of min neighbors to 3 will give you the exact accurate output. Okay. So if you want, you can experiment with the value of min neighbors and as well as with the value of scale factor also. Same goes on with the value of scale factor also. Now this detect multi-scale method will return us 4 values in turn. Okay. And what are those 4 values? Those 4 values are the face coordinates, are actually the coordinates of the faces which is detected in the given image or in the given frame. Okay. So now let's say we have detected the face in the given image or in the given video frame. Now what we want to do is we want to build a rectangle around the face so that we are able to distinguish in the face, distinguish the face from the entire different objects, other different objects in the given video frame. So what we can do is we want to draw a rectangle, right? So we can draw a rectangle around those 4 coordinates with the help of the values which are returned by this detect multi-scale. So this detect multi-scale has returned us 4 values, and now we are going to operate on them. What are these 4 values are? Again, these 4 values are the coordinates of that face features. We are the values of those 4 face features. Wherever there is a face in the given image, these are the 4 coordinates representing the features, the face features in the given image, right? In faces, what we are going to do is we are going to draw a rectangle, and we can draw a rectangle with the help of rectangle method. Now first of all, here we have to mention where we want to draw the rectangle. So we want to draw the rectangle on the frame. We'll mention the starting point of the rectangle, so let's keep it as x and y. The end point of the rectangle, so it will be x plus width and y plus height. These are the end points of the rectangle which we want to draw. Next, let's say we want to mention the color which we want to display on the rectangle, the color in which the rectangle should be displayed. So let's say I want to keep the color of the rectangle to be blue. So following the BGR channel, what I'll do is I'll keep 255 for blue and 0 for the rest of the channels. Okay. And the next thing, and the last argument to this method will be the width of the rectangular box which we want to draw. So let's say I want to keep the width of the rectangular box to be 3. Then what I can do is I can just create a window to show the frame which is being captured. So I'll invoke cv2.amShow. I'll give a name to this window as capture. Next, what I'll do is I'll tell the method which frame to display. So I want this frame to be displayed, which is being operated on. Next, we want to make sure that whenever we are capturing a video from the webcam, we want to refresh it every subsequent second. So for that, if you have seen the previous videos, what we do is we, in the wait key method, we mention a parameter that gives us the value in milliseconds. After that particular interval, the video frame will be refreshed, so that we have given 1 millisecond time. In that time, this frame will be refreshed. Okay. And let's say now we want to close the window whenever the Q button on the keyboard is pressed. So for that, if key is equal to or Q, what we want to do is we want to break. After all this is done, what we want to do is we want to release the webcam. So we'll say release. Also, we want to destroy all windows so that all windows are automatically closed. So done. Let's try running this and find out whether this program is able to detect faces in the given video frame. And actually, in this case, the video frame is going to be the real-time input from our laptop webcam. So let's try executing this. Okay, I guess there is an error, and that error is because this should be like this. Okay. So as you can see, we are able to detect faces, but actually the t-shirt logo is also being detected as a face now. No, it is not now. Yeah. So this is something which is there in the pre-trained model. And actually, if you can notice, there is a photograph behind me in the frame, and the model is actually also able to detect the face in that frame also, that photo, that picture also. That's it for this video. I hope you like the content. If you like this video, please like it, share it with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you.